Hi everyone, welcome to Live Darts. We're here in the Netherlands for the Kings of Darts exhibition, and we've now got 3 times world champion Glen Durrant with us. Glenn, we spoke just before Lakeside. You were nervous, excited, and it's been the perfect 2 weeks, I'd say, for yourself.
Last night I arrived in Holland, and it was the first time I had some self-reflection, and it's just beginning to sink in exactly what I've done. And you know, the 3 times world championship, we've just had like a VIP. And all of them were shaking their hands. They weren't talking about Q School or qualifying for the PDC. They're all saying, well done for winning the BDO World Championship. So I think last night was the first moment where I could really think, wow, what an incredible feat that was to win it 3 times. And then it's just been the best month. I can't even begin to describe to people how nervous and how tense I've been, but I found some inner strength from somewhere, and it's just been a magical month.
We'll touch on the World Championships first. It was almost dart perfect from yourself. Not once this year did you look in any danger, where the other 2, that there were moments where everyone was like, is the number 1 seed going? But this time, there was none of that. It was almost plain sailing.
Well, I had a moment against Scotty Baker. I felt overweight this week. I don't sweat a lot, and against Scotty Baker, he was so quick. I was pretty much at the hockey by the time I'd walked back, and I was suffering. I was wilting. The heat was blisteringly hot, and at 3 each, you could say that was my real point. But from somewhere, from over the years, I found a will to win, and I dug deep. And once I won that match, I was pretty much okay. Though the Jim Williams come out the traps, and you could argue that 3 big finishes changed that game. But apart from that, it was a great victory.
From there, you obviously went home for a day, I think it was, before Wigan. Was Q School tougher for you because of the preparation time, where everyone else that had either coming from the PDC had time off, or those that crashed out of Lakeside early, like Mark McGeaney, had extra time to prep? So was that a disadvantage for yourself those first few days?
Just to explain to people, there's 32 boards there, and when I got on the hockey, I had a little look around. There was 1 person watching board 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, etc. And then I turned around as I was about to throw for the bull, and it was 10 deep on mine. Everybody was there, and people like Mark McGeaney, there was no scrutiny, he just played magnificent. Scotty Baker played tremendous, but they had no real pressure on them. Every dart I threw, there was 100 people watching per game, and I lost 2 games, and I hope the guys don't take this disrespectfully, but I would beat them 2 guys most times, and I went home on Friday afternoon in a very, very low place. But Diogo Portela and his brother Mario, we had a real good laugh on Friday night. Macca bought the meals, and we had fun, and they started telling me, Glenn, you're the best player there. They were lifting me up. Diogo's got a match the next day, and Edie is trying to build my confidence. So I definitely woke up on that Saturday with a determination. And then I saw the draw, and it was by far the toughest I had of the week. Andy Bolton, Jim Williams, Barry Bates, to name only 3. It was the board of death. But I came through that, and I really began to get in the zone. I made a mistake in the final, which I knew what I did wrong, but Reece deserved it. There was no qualms and no complaints from my point of view. And then it was back to what I do best. I don't win things easy, and I had to go on Sunday, and I had to win my board final, which was no gimme because I'd only won my board final once in 3 days. But what a feeling. Matty Dennant is averaging 106 against me. He's 4-2 up against me, and after 12 darts he wants 32. So it was my Paul Hogan moment, and I was like, I don't want to go to the Scottish Open. I don't want to go to Isle of Man, Chelsea, British Open. The Wigan was marvellous. Every throw was the same, and I wanted a big stand. And when Matty missed it then, I checked out in 2 darts, broke him with an 11, and then really killed him in the last step, because you could see then that he was deflated. And I think from that point onwards, won my next game 5-0, and Gary Wood came over and from the PDC, and Gary's a Geordie, and I think Gary wants me to do well. I don't know, but I got that feeling that over the years Gary's tried to champion me a little bit, and he said, you're in. And look, the Kirk Shepherd game meant nothing to me, and if anyone ever had a bet on me in that game, I'm sorry, but by then I was just wanted to get home, and it was just marvellous and a great feeling. But knew then, you're interviewing me in Holland now, then I don't want to come in front of 3,000 people tonight and play like a mug. So when I get today and tomorrow out the way, I'm between then and February the 9th, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm very proud of me. Over the years, I've thanked this person, that person, the dog, the cat, the hamster, but I stand here right now and I'm proud of me.
I was going to say, Glen Durrant was trending on Twitter at one point Saturday and Sunday because I think you were the most talked about dart player in a while outside of your Phil Taylors and your Michael Van Gerwens, because I know you look at social media a lot and there was a lot of expectation. There was a target on your back, as you said, and I got some stick on Twitter for you're supposed to be independent. I'm like, I don't care. He's my friend, and it was just meant so much. When we did the calculations, it was like, yes, he's in. It was just an unbelievable feeling. So I don't know what that meant for you as well.
Yeah, I think the opening night Thursday, I put my phone on, and like, you don't want to look at Facebook, you don't want to look at Twitter, but I then went on maybe live darts, maybe went on whatever it was, and it was like Durrant doesn't get Q card, Durrant doesn't qualify, Durrant doesn't, and in small words, Jamie Hughes and Harry Ward does, and Jamie Hughes banged in 310 averages. He should have been the headline act, but instead, I was reading the fact that I hadn't qualified, and like I said, there's scrutiny, and it was all on me, and I really showed determination to get through, and I'm well chuffed.
As well, so now it's Glen Durrant, the full-time darts professional. How does that sound as well?
Well, I'm definitely packing in work, but I'm still in negotiations with work, so I won't disrespect my wonderful company who I've worked 30 years for, because I need to go back on Monday and whatever's good for business. I ain't walking away if there's still a job to do there, and if they need me to do things, and so I'm under negotiation with them. But yeah, I'm going to be a full-time darts player in 2019, and it's time to get a little bit fitter. I hit 16 stone for the first time in my life around about November time. I lost half a stone just prior to Lakeside, but I could tell I was melting up there at times, and one of the strengths I had is that I didn't suffer with the heat. So I want to get back to swimming. I want to get some walking, and I live in a fabulous part of the world for fresh air. I'm right on the sea at Redcar and that, so I've got loads of plans. I know I'm going to do a good hour on the morning, get to the gym, swim and do what I need to do, and then a couple of hours on the night in preparation, because one thing I do is I ain't got the talent that half the dart players have got. I've got where I am on hard work and determination, and that'll be my plan over the next 2 years.
So now you said that you've gone from rank number 1 in the BDO to joint 128 in the PDC. Have you set yourself any expectations in your first year where you'd like to be this time next year?
Not yet. Not yet, because I don't understand the ranking system, and someone told me I'm £26,000 behind the top 64 person, and a lot of it depends on Ali Pally for me. Someone like Ryan Joyce gets to a quarter final, he wins 50 grand. That's 5 tour card wins. So I think it's heavily weighted on you do at Ali Pally. So obviously my answer to that is I've got to somehow get to Ali Pally, and I don't know how I do that right now. I guess I've got to do well these Pro Tours and UK Opens. I don't understand, and that's where Mac Elkin will come into his role. I just want to play darts and win games, but I do have a dream, and the dream's not necessarily Ali Pally. It's not it's not the World Series. It's not the Premier. I have a dream of the World Match Play at Blackpool. So if you ever interview me on the day that I'm playing there, just remind me the time that is my objective. I would love to play there.
One other topical question that kept coming up about Glen Durrant qualifying is, have you picked a new walk-on song? Because obviously the reach up clashes with Adrian Lewis, so that was a very topical one. I was like, when he gets on TV, what's his walk-on song going to be?
Well, maybe hashtag, maybe live darts, maybe the viewers can come on. No, I haven't just yet, and maybe if I play at the UK Open in March, I'm going to have an answer there. There's a song by Robin S, which I like. I grew up on playing to the New Radicals. So that's open to anybody. So I'm happy for someone to pick my job. I mean, maybe Mac will have something, but I ain't walking onto a silver lining and all that West Midlands Brummie rubbish. I'd love to walk onto my song, but it's Adrian Lewis's, and you know, I show a lot of respect, and you know, I would love to walk onto that song, but I know that that's not possible.
Well, Glenn, we touched on what could have been a magical month. It was a magical month. Congratulations from me personally, mate, and all the best in your new adventure with the PDC, mate. Thank you very much.
Super happy. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.